on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. This is Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. Brought to you by Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Extreme, powered by Mediacom. It's the internet dreams are made of. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Visit MidwestOne.bank for empowered money management. Member FDIC. Also brought to you by Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
I'm here. I'm right here amongst all my friends, relatives, neighbors, Bobby Hansen, and our engineer-producer, Corey Sheets. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Hawk Talk from the Hyatt Regency and the Watermill Kitchen and Bar, located in the beautiful Iowa River Landing. Well, for the second straight game, Hawkeye basketball fell into a double-digit first-half deficit, climbed out of it, but in the end fell a little short, this time 75-69 to 16th-ranked Illinois yesterday afternoon over at Carver. Despite a great crowd, once again, better than 13,500. And we don't have quite that many people here tonight, but we've got a raucous group ready to welcome Coach McCollum. And our player guest tonight is Isaiah Howard, as we welcome you to Hawk Talk live from the Hyatt Regency and the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. I am Gary Dolphin. Bobby Hansen is alongside. Coach McCollum will join us shortly. A real courageous effort by the Hawkeyes, who were down 18 with 7.5 minutes to play in the first half yesterday to 16th-ranked Illini. They sliced that shortfall to 11 by halftime, and then thanks to a 7-0 scoring run late in the second half, the Hawks were within striking distance. They were down just 4 with a little over a minute to play, and that's when Illinois freshman guard, actually he had lit the lamp a few times prior to that flashy freshman guard from Kansas, Keaton Wagler, hit a couple big threes. He was 5 of 6 from the foul line down the stretch. Kylan Boswell, the veteran senior, was big. Really, the Illinois guard court hurt the Hawkeyes during that comeback, and the Illini held on for a 6-point victory, 75-69. That takes nothing away from the effort by the Hawkeyes. Tavion Banks, saddled with the flu, found strength to score 16 points. He snared 7 rebounds, dished out 5 assists, and, oh, by the way, 2 steals for good measure. Freshman Tate Sage is maturing right before our eyes into a star. He continues his fast track with a 13.4 rebound effort. And Bennett Sturts, this all happened with Bennett Sturts on the bench for the most part. He sat out a huge chunk of that second half with 4 fouls. Ben still managed 12 points and a team-high 6 assists. So you can see the balance is there again. But the Hawks dropped to 12-4 on the season, 2-3 in the Big Ten. And now hit the road to the great state of Indiana this week. They'll face Purdue on Wednesday and the Hoosiers on Saturday. The Boilermakers are typical Purdue. They're outstanding. They've won 7 straight games since their lopsided loss to the Iowa State Cyclones back on December 10th. Purdue, not as big as Illinois, but they're certainly as talented, and they're big, led by the All-American guard Braden Smith, who leads the team with 14 points a game and an NCAA best 10 assists a game. I mean, that's off the charts. 10 assists, 10 dimes a game. His backcourt mate Fletcher Lawyer is at 14 points a game. He's got a team best 43 threes. And the Purdue bigs, Trey Kaufman-Wren and Oscar Clough in the middle. They've been very productive. Kaufman's got 7 double-doubles. Kaufman-Wren has 7 double-doubles. Clough is averaging 12 points a game. And they're going after another Big Ten crown with Matt Painter. They're at the top of the Big Ten standings with Nebraska and Michigan, undefeated Purdue, and that's the next hurdle in Iowa's way. The Hawkeyes' last win over Purdue came in the title game of the Big Ten tournament. You'll remember that in 2021, a 75-66 victory. The Murray twins were outstanding. That was down in Indianapolis. More on Purdue later, but Bobby, your thoughts. A lot of people, anytime you have a coaching change like Iowa did here this past year, a lot of people would not be in the camp of, okay, at the midway point of his first season, Coach McCollum and the Hawkeyes with this rebuilt roster are going to be 12-4 and nearly 500 in the Big Ten. I think it's a great story, the way Coach has devised a game plan night after night, week after week. And here we are, halfway through the season already. Your thoughts in general?
Can't believe it's a halfway point, to be honest with you.
That's number one. You're right. I agree with you.
It was 50 degrees out today. Can't believe that either in January, whatever.
It's not March, is
I have no idea
not March Madness,
what day it is. But,
okay.
12-4, I think it's outstanding. I mean, there's a couple in there, like the last two, that you think, okay, get off to a better start, and you get those games. If one of those three-pointers at Minnesota drops, I think the Hawkeyes win that thing in overtime up there at Williams Arena a week ago. So Illinois is tough. I mean, you can't take anything away from that team. I mean, they got everything. They got the point guard, Kylan Boswell. You talked about, Gary. He is a power point guard.
Really a defender.
Yeah, great defender. He gets out after you. He gets down in his stance, and you can't move him. Basically, you really got to set some solid screens to free up the offensive players when Kylan Boswell is guarding you. And then the kid we did not know much about, the freshman you talked about, Keaton Wagler. He looks skinny little freshman is what he looks like, but he's got
but he's 6'6".
Yeah, he's 6'6". He's wiry. He's long. He's athletic. He really plays with the moxie of a senior. So he fit right in there, and at the end of the game, the Hawks foul him. He gets to the free throw line. He knocks down 4 free throws to salt it away for Illinois. And on top of that, they got big guys. The guys inside there, Merkovic, the freshman, he just, straight line drive, take it right at you, a big power kid.
By the way, he's 6'9", 250.
Yeah, as a freshman, played 35 minutes. Yeah, he was good. Visic, we know he's coming back from injury, but the kid I really like is Andrei Stojakovic, son of Peja Stojakovic, 13-year NBA veteran, 3-time All-Star world champion with the Dallas Mavericks. So he resembled Peja in a lot of ways, but he is the one that got Illinois off to a quick start with his three-point shooting. So all in all, the Hawks continue to battle. If anybody's had this nasty strain of the flu that is going around, they know what we're talking about. It just knocks you down and you lose your energy. It zaps your energy. So hopefully that's short-lived for the Hawkeyes and they get healthy.
I was looking at reviewing the numbers again this morning on the stat sheet, and Stojakovic got away from the Hawks in that first half. They got down 18 or no, not 18, but they're down double digits early. Battled back. The second half, they had Stojakovic under control.
Yeah.
And to show you the depth of that, Illinois, they got 2 7-footers, the twin towers, Isaviches. And they've got all the ingredients. Brad Underwood's a terrific coach. He's been there 9 years. He knows what's going on. He knows how to put it together. But still, despite Iowa's defense doing a much better job on Stojakovic in that second half, they just turned to another kid, and it was Wagler, the freshman. They're talented, Bobby. I guess my point is at every position.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot of weapons, no doubt about it. And looking at my run sheet here, second half, I don't see a lot of Stojakovic on it. First half, I do, but second half, it was a couple of threes by the big fella, the one Visic twin, Zvonimir, who started out at Kentucky, followed Calipari to Arkansas, and then ends up here he was 2 of 4 from three-point land, 3 of 5 for the game, but 8 big points out of Zvonimir in the second half. And then Wagler got loose there a couple times. Kylan Boswell hit a 3. So all in all, the Hawks battle. Take a time out right here and say, way to go, Hawkeye fans. It showed up for that game, almost a sellout.
Outstanding.
Yeah, maybe 1,000 short from being sold out. They were loud. They were energized. They were excited to be there. They come up to us during the game, before the game, and want to say hello and tell us how much they appreciate what Coach McCollum is doing with this program, with this team, and they've fallen in love with them. So we'll continue to get great crowds at Carver.
For the record, Stojakovic had 17 points, 4 in the second half. And so he was the guy that lit the lamp in the first half, and then Wagler took over in the second. That Illinois guard court is, we talked a lot about the 7'2" guys and the 6'10" guys. That guard court is spectacular. If they stay healthy, they're going to be a tough out in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they really are. Three guards. Stojakovic considered a guard, Boswell and Wagler, as you mentioned. So yeah, that was one of the keys, is that don't let those guys control the game. So unfortunately, Bennett Sturts, again, fouls. I mean, I don't watch the replay of the tape. I'll see some highlights here, but the Hawks played well when he had to go out, and that may be one of the storylines in this, Gary, is that what Cale Combs did and Isaiah Howard did moving to the backcourt, and what those guys did to hold the fort and really cut that gap down there to get it to within 4 points. And Tavion Banks, another one that really contributed, played tough there in the second half. So, yeah, all in all, it just a good showing by the Hawkeyes. And it was a great opportunity, Gary. This was a top 20 showdown, the first time in, 5 years since there have been 2 top 20 rated teams in a basketball game in Carver Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Bobby. I think since 2018, something like that. And, to your point about the comeback was made mostly with Bennett Sturts on the bench. And I want to bring up Alvaro Folgueras, 8 points, a team best, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He was really involved.
Yeah, Alvaro got the start when Tavion couldn't go. He played, obviously, Tavion did, but was really not feeling well. So Coach McCollum puts Alvaro in there, and he performed. He hit a 3 early in the game to make it 8-5, and he was battling in there. He's only going to get better. His better games are ahead of us, I think, for the Hawkeyes. But we haven't talked enough about Tate Sage, the freshman. He was really good.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, he was really good there in the second half. Looking at my notes, he's down there on a lot of baskets. So Bennett went out with the about 36 to be exact in the second half. And then they hit a 3. Boswell hit a 3, and now we're down 17. But it was Sage, Cooper Koch again a couple more times, and all of a sudden the Hawks are within 6.
And that points out the ability of Coach McCollum to get you back in the game. He's not used to being down 18.
No.
I get that. But, man, can he coach you back into contention? And, they're down 4. They're down 2 possessions with a little over a minute to go. I mean, it's a spectacular effort by the Hawkeyes. Tate Sage with 13 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists. And, he was as good in the defensive end as he was in the offensive end. We'll talk about that. And Isaiah Howard, who's been a steady Eddie off the bench, a spot starter. He's been terrific. He joins us here in a minute on Hawk Talk with Ben McCollum. Again, we're at the Hyatt Regency. It's another season of Hawk Talk live at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We're right next to the Hyatt Regency, Coralville, in the heart of the Iowa River Landing. Come try their brand new winter menu with dishes like duck stroganoff. Kevin, you ought to try that. Tim and Kevin, you both ought to try duck stroganoff. Farmer's pie. That's a pot pie. Great time of the year for farmer's pie. And cinnamon-crusted rack of lamb while listening to engaging conversations about Hawkeye basketball. Who carries that? Engaging conversations? We'll do our best. To learn more about the menu here, all you need to do is visit watermillkitchen.com. Yeah, they have carryouts. They have orders to go. watermillkitchen.com. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, U.S. Cellular reminds you that on game days, your hands are for cheering, not texting, because game days are built for the Hawks. U.S. Cellular, built for us. I want to thank our friends at Mediacom Channel 22 on 822. Mediacom Channel 22 on 822. India, Jeff, and Michael are here tonight running the show electronically, visually speaking, beaming our show from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar at the Hyatt Regency. beaming our wonderful program here out throughout eastern Iowa and central Iowa. You can watch us on the official Iowa Hawkeyes YouTube page as well. You can hear us, of course, on the Hawkeye Radio Network and also the Varsity Network app. And you can reach us. You can get right to Coach McCollum on X or Twitter at Gary Dolphin, on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. We're even available on Instagram at Voice of the Hawkeyes. The U.S. Cellular text line is open right now, 319-853-8344, 319-853-8344. Or you can email us your question. No excuses now. Email us at hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. That's hawktalk at HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. So the Hawks now get ready for the Purdue Boilermakers on the road at Mackey Arena. Always a tough place to play, but Iowa will show up, including Isaiah Howard, who joins us next here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa Corn-Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn-Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCollum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
If you love great Hawkeye stories, don't miss the Fight for Iowa podcast with Gary Dolphin. Each week, Dolph brings you in-depth conversations with the athletes, coaches, and community members who define the Hawkeye spirit. From big moments to personal journeys, it's the stories that make Iowa special. Catch new episodes every week. Search Fight for Iowa wherever you get your podcasts.
Hawk Talk live from the Hyatt Regency. Our usual raucous local groupies are here, and they're out of control as usual. We're early in the program, so all right, settle down, folks. Your waitress will be with you in just a minute. Okay, order another cocktail or an ice cold beer or a glass of water, whatever your choice is. But I understand why they get excited, because we have Isaiah Howard with us right now.
Thank you.
Hawkeye star guard / forward. He can play multiple positions, and that's what I've been marveling about your play. You're productive at 1, 2, or a 3, and what I love about you is you embrace that. You just want minutes.
For sure. Yeah, I don't really care what I play, where I play at, who I guard, whatever. As long as we win.
That's great, and that's the energy we're looking for, Bobby.
Sure. Yeah, Isaiah seems like the type of player, he could guard all 5 positions. I think you could put him in. If I was the coach, I'd say, yeah, we need somebody to guard Ivicic in there, Tomislav. Force him off his spot. I think this guy could do it right here. But just a sophomore, right, Isaiah?
Yes, sir.
You were at Drake last year, your first year. Guys were 31-4. A fantastic year. That had to be fun to beat Missouri.
That was
in that NCAA tournament.
It was a great season, fun season. Couldn't have been a better freshman year, to be honest.
And you're from Missouri, right?
Yeah, from Missouri. A lot of Missouri fans in our family. So
is there?
That group chat that morning was pretty fun.
Did the Tigers show any interest in you in high school?
No, I didn't really have that much
from anybody.
No, not really, not at all.
Why is that, Isaiah? I mean, did you not play on the AAU circuit? Or?
I did play on the AAU circuit. I went to a small high school, though, so I could have had some things. But I didn't really play on I played on an independent circuit. I was on the shoe brand. I don't really think that matters. But, Coach Mack was one out of high school. I think I had maybe 1 or 2 D1 interests. I only have 1 D1 offer out of high school, but it was a lot of D2 though in my AA, which is a great conference in the D2.
It is
great conference.
So when Ben McCollum brought you on board, what was his message to you? What did he see in you that others didn't?
He saw just a competitor. He had a player that was from St. Joe that I knew. Some of my friends were his friends. So I kind of knew him, and he kind of compared us. He had a big role. He kind of did what I did, played defense, brought a lot of energy to the floor, just being just a dog, whatever the team needs him to do, energy, defense, score, whatever. And that's what he did. So, and he kind of showed me his role, and I was actually able to watch some of their games just because they were good and they were close to Plattsburgh. So seeing that before he recruited me, and then him showing me the insides of it. So it definitely helped.
What's your vertical? What's your best vertical jump?
To be honest, I actually don't know. I think it was a 37.
37 is pretty good. That's pretty
36,
good. 37.
Maybe.
Well,
36.
I take 36 or 37.
In the summer, yeah.
The reason I bring that up is obviously one of the concerns yesterday was rebounding. You're playing the tallest, biggest team in the Big Ten. And it ended up 38-31, Illinois advantage, and not terrible. But the offensive rebounds were even, which I really like, and second chance points were even. I love the way, call us undersized, but I love the way you battle on the boards.
For sure, yeah. Just box out, really. I mean, as long as we try not to make it like the height advantage or like an athletic test on who can jump the highest, I think that helps us. Just being undersized, as they say, but just doing the little things, box out, and gang rebound. I think that can help us a lot.
Isaiah, talk about your practices, intense practices. We've been able to watch a few of them, not obviously all of them, but I just love the way you guys get after it. No nonsense. You're getting your work done, and part of that is the box out drills and getting your rebound. Talk about practice.
Practice is very intense. We do a lot of competing in practice. As long as you can compete every day is a game. You might not play a game every day, but when there is a game, you are ready to compete because we compete every day. Building chemistry still on the floor, rhythm, offensively and defensively, fine-tuning some things, staying connected on defense. But, practice is very intense. There's lighter days, but we keep it intense for the most part, and we battle.
When did you get on campus? Right after you finished your year at Drake, I assume?
I got on here. Yeah, I took my visit.
Took a visit.
May.
Yeah, because Coach was
early May. Yeah, or whenever. April. Yeah, whenever that was. And then June.
When you showed up.
Yeah, it was summer, and then we started having our workouts and stuff.
Hand you the keys to a new apartment.
All that.
Move your stuff in.
Getting all moving in, and all the fun stuff. Getting some decorations around the house, and all that. Letting the family come up here and see it all. So it was.
What they think of Iowa City? Have they been up here?
Yeah, they've been up here. They've been up here a few times. Helped me move in and stuff.
Not that far away.
No, not too far.
Yeah.
They weren't able to make it up here for a football game. That was one of their big things. But they've been up here for most of the home games, majority of the home games. So that's good. But
where is Plattsburgh?
It's like an hour north of Kansas City.
Oh, it's coming this way then.
Yeah, it's actually closer for all the Kansas City guys. I get off my exit and they keep on going down the highway.
Right off I-35?
Yep. Kinda. Probably.
Got to go west a little bit, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I looked up on the map there. Plattsburgh, up by St. Joseph, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Is where it's at up there. I think, is Bryston from up there?
Bryston Save. Is it from St. Joe? Lafayette. We played that his high school. I played his high school twice.
Yeah.
In high school. So
we're talking with Isaiah Howard, 6'5", sophomore. Was it Drake? Came with the Drake crew over to Iowa, and you mentioned your visit. I'm guessing when you got here, looked at the facilities. You know, it's the Big Ten. It's a great league with every team has postseason aspirations, but you know the Big Ten's going to get its share of invites to the dance every year. That had to excite you.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like coming from a small town, being in the Big Ten, then you see like all the. I didn't really realize like Ohio State, you know, just all the big schools in here.
Sure.
And then you realize like, yo, that's us too. Like we're in the conference.
Absolutely.
So just knowing, like we say, like there's no off night in the Big Ten. Every team's good. So once you realize that, and then what kind of hit me honestly was the football side of it. And I was like, okay, yeah, like these we're in that conference too. And just like looking at it from the football standpoint, and then it's like, oh, that's basketball too. So.
Are you a football player?
Yeah. I was a football player,
yeah.
Football was pretty fun.
So you got to love Kinnick Stadium and that atmosphere.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't go to the first game, I don't think. And
Albany?
Then the second game. Yeah, I didn't go to Albany, and then I think they played UMass maybe the second game of the season.
I think you're right.
I think so. And I was at that game, and I was like, yo,
that might have been the record for Kirk, or did he get that against UMass? I think he got it against UMass.
Yeah, UMass was
most wins in the Big Ten.
And I was at UMass, I'm pretty sure.
You know, we do wrestle here, too, at Iowa.
Wrestling, yes. I knew I need to make it to one of those. A lot of my friends in high school wrestling, and I was like, they were like telling me, I was like, yeah, I need to
wrestle
one.
Penn State coming up here.
I heard Penn State.
I think Penn State is here this year. Yeah.
Friday, maybe?
Yeah.
Friday?
I don't know.
Talk to Bobby.
Yeah.
We can get you in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I need
we can sneak in.
I heard it's rocking in there.
Oh, my.
like nothing you've ever imagined.
Yeah, never.
The most educated wrestling fans ever.
I love it.
They're pretty rabid.
I love it. And
they've sold out. They've led the nation in attendance for 25 years or something like that. It's a multi-sport fanatical campus.
I like wrestling too because I mean, some of my high school, so I know a little bit about it.
Did you wrestle in high school?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But I know a little bit about it, so maybe I can, I can cheer a little bit. I know what I'm cheering about.
No matter who you sit next to in Carver Hawk Arena, they know a lot about wrestling. they can describe it.
Especially when that takedown's coming, or they'll be yelling for two.
All right, how about this week now? The Hawks head to Purdue and then Indiana. Coach's message to you coming off the Illinois game. Tough loss against a quality opponent. What's the focus now here the next couple days as we get set to head to Mackey Arena?
For sure. Move on. It's another big game in the Big Ten, another great team in the Big Ten. Just move on, stay together, and keep trucking along. It's a long season. We can't worry about the past. That game's over with. We need to move on to the next one and keep staying together as a team and in his unit.
You look awfully comfortable coming off the bench. A lot of guys like to sit and watch the game for the first 2 or 3, 4 minutes before they enter. They got a better feel for what their role is and where and how they need to help the team. Is that you? I know everybody wants to start.
Yeah, a little bit. I think so. Helps me calm down a little bit too, I think. Just seeing the game a little bit, let it get going. Let the jitters run out maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, I just like to see it. Maybe see how the game is getting called, how maybe if the refs are being a little touchy and maybe not, letting us play a little bit. And just see how the speed of the game is going. Are we playing fast today? Is the other team playing fast? What are they doing offensively? What are they doing defensively? What can I do to come in to change, like depending on what they're doing defensively, what can I do offensively to help our team? So, and vice versa on defense. So just seeing that eye on the bench for a little bit and then getting in for sure.
Well, Coach McCollum's got tremendous confidence and trust in you. It's like you're the fireman.
Yep.
When something's going bad and we need something to change up, you're the first one that he points at, and you hustle into the game there. So A little bit about that role and the confidence, trust that he has in you.
For sure. I think I helped gain that trust a little bit from last year, maybe in practice a little bit, but I don't know. Who's to say? But as long as I can keep providing and doing what he wants me to do out there, and like having that trust in me, I like it a lot.
Yeah, when I go back to this season, in Palm Springs, you were really struggling to hit an outside shot, and then you had a breakout game versus Grand Canyon State, I think it was. When I have the notes, but you had 4 or 5 3-pointers. That had to feel good.
Yeah, it felt amazing. Just telling the coaching staff, keep telling me to shoot, stay confident in my shot, and then finally seeing one goes in always helps the confidence. So, yeah, them staying confident in me and then me seeing that one go in, it felt really good.
I love the way you defend, and you're going to have to get after Braden Smith, Fletcher lawyer. You better get a hand in Fletcher's face. But Purdue's perimeter game is, I would say, the equal of Illinois', and you're going to play in one of the great arenas in college basketball on Wednesday night. But what I love about this team is they're not intimidated by anybody or anything.
No, sir. Yeah, I think if you start a little timid, I think that can hurt just off the jump from the start.
For sure.
So as long as we come out strong, not afraid, I think we should be all right.
Let's take a couple questions for Isaiah Howard before we take a break here and dismiss this young man so he can go enjoy the fair here at the Hyatt Regency in the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Marcus is in Davenport. Isaiah, how do you personally stay ready and confident no matter what the role looks like each night?
Coming ready to go, mentally, physically, no matter what. Practice, coming ready to practice every day. So so my switch never has to turn off. It's always on. And so I'm ready to go every day.
Beautiful. Let's go to Sophie in Ames. We've been to Ames this year.
Yeah.
Sophie wants to know, what's been the biggest area of growth for you this season?
I think that's a good question. Maybe just comfortability, maybe out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're only a sophomore.
Yeah, so comfortable, and just knowing how the game's gonna go. Maybe being more physical, more on my toes, expecting things to go. Just being ready for things to happen, I would say.
Sure.
And I think just like more aggressive on both sides of the ball.
Great anticipation.
Yeah,
Isaiah.
Just being just more aggressive overall, I think.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sophie. Good question. Tyler's in Cedar Falls, the home of the UNI Panthers. What's the mindset going into a road game, particularly a place like Mackey and Purdue?
You got to come ready to play. It's a great team, another great team. So just come ready to play. It's a road game, so we got to stay together as a team, and let's go in there and try to win.
A couple more here, quick ones. Sure. Mia is in West Des Moines. When the environment gets loud and the momentum swings at Carver, what helps you stay locked in?
Like momentum swings.
You're between the lines. Yeah, you're between the lines.
Teammates. Teammates, always teammates.
Good answer.
Teammates.
Each other, yeah.
For sure. Out of bounds, foul, huddle up, talk to them. Maybe they call timeout. We come to the sideline. Players off the bench. Teammates we're always talking.
Communication.
For sure. Communication. Staying connected. Always.
One more. Brandon is in Sioux City on Twitter. What does it mean for you to contribute to this team in Big Ten play?
It means a lot, as long as I can contribute to the team in Big Ten play, non-Big Ten play, whoever it is, as long as I can contribute and help win basketball games, that's what I want to do.
Isaiah, did you play against the kid Wagler at all? Was he a year younger than you, I think?
He's a year younger than me. I played with him in AAU in the summer. We had the same
I was wondering if you did.
He actually played up I think the 17s. He played up. He played with me. So we've always practiced together. We've worked out together. So yeah, it was fun to play against him, compete again, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you've got great verbal skills. Are you majoring in journalism?
No, I'm not.
You haven't picked? Have you picked a major?
Business management.
Oh, that can include journalism.
Yeah, a little bit.
So if you wanted to ask the NBA World Champion a question, or the shorter play-by-play guy a question, what would it be if you threw one at us?
How long do you guys prepare for like a game?
Great
notes?
Great question.
Yeah, how long would you guys prepare for?
Bobby?
nonstop.
Nonstop,
Isaiah. Always watching games.
For sure.
Obviously, always looking at scores, looking at box scores, looking at the next opponent. I'd say all told, 3 to 4 hours.
2 to 4 hours.
Yeah, all within a couple of days.
For sure, yeah.
But when it gets to like Palm Springs, where you got a quick turnaround, you really got to pay attention to who that other team. So you try to stick around and watch the other game after we won, beat Ole Miss in that one, and then watch them. So it's not, you just don't turn the mics on and jump on it. But biggest thing in a lot of these teams anymore is pronunciation of these players.
Yeah.
You got to know who they are, and I look at their field goal percentage. I look at their 3-point. Who are the 3-point shooters? Number one thing I look at, Isaiah, is who's their best player.
Okay.
And how are we going to defend their best player? And if you take their best player out or hold him below his average, you got probably a pretty good shot to win the game.
For sure.
Sounds like a scouting report.
For sure.
I spent a couple hours this morning in the hotel looking at Purdue. The nice thing about the Big Ten or Iowa State, the teams you play every year, I mean, you know who's coming back.
Yeah.
You've been there. You've seen their best players. So I usually work on the newbies at Purdue. There aren't many newbies. They're veteran, but probably 4 to 5 hours. Football could be 10 to 12 hours a week because you got one game every Saturday. You know what's coming. Again, you get to the conference. It's a lot easier because now football you've got 22 players versus 10 in basketball.
Yeah, that could be.
So it's I don't want to give an inclination that it's easy. But I love a challenge.
For sure.
A lot of fun. Just like you look at that scouting report, you're the same way.
For sure.
Put me in, Coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Isaiah Howard, you've been an outstanding guest, and go enjoy a steak dinner or something here at the Hyatt. All right,
yes, sir. Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Isaiah.
Thank you.
Isaiah Howard, ladies and gentlemen, our guest player tonight here on Hawk Talk with Ben McCollum. We're sponsored by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. They know that quality coverage takes a great team, and with a Wellmark individual and family health plan, you can choose from thousands of in-network providers. Score great coverage and find the right plan for you at wellmark.com/covered. He is a delight to talk to. Isaiah is going to play a lot of great basketball here at Iowa before his career is done. He's just a sophomore. We'll be back in a minute with Coach McCollum. This is Hawk Talk presented by the Hyatt Regency, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hi, this is Coach Jan Jensen inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency at the Iowa River Landing. We'll talk Hawkeye women's basketball, answer your questions, and have a lot of fun along the way. The show airs weekly on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. I'd love to see you there. Go Hawks!
The best new cars, Honda, make the best pre-owned cars. Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Get the best value with Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Honda backed with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Plus, every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine parts. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk, live from the Hyatt Regency in Coralville on the Iowa River Landing. Gary Dolphin with Bobby Hansen. Our engineer-producer is Corey Sheets, as always. And now the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Ben McCollum, joins us. Your go-to tonight, I saw you munching away over there, ribeye?
Absolutely. Yep, as good as it gets.
How do you get it done? How do you get it prepared?
The only way you can, medium rare. Is that...
That's
are we in Iowa or where are we at?
Is it medium rare, or more medium?
More rare.
Okay.
Yeah, as rare as I can get it. Except for I'd struggle with rare. I can do filet rare, but I can't do ribeye rare.
Now, you're a big-time fisherman. ABC's Wide World of Sports would have been great for you if you were a little older back in the day with Keith Jackson and Kurt Gowdy. So how do you like to prepare your fish? You're a great fisherman. Do you grill it? Do you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
batter?
Great. I wouldn't say great. I really enjoy fishing though, but I would say I fry them. I mean, I have fish fries. Okay. Oh yeah, we have fish fries with onion rings.
They're big in Iowa.
Yeah, well, I love fish fries. I can do that all day long. I've got a buddy back in Maryville. It was the high school janitor who we'd go out all the time, and he was. I mean, he could clean a crappie in seconds, and so I was like going with him because he'd clean them all.
But the best way to have fish is somebody cook it for you.
Yeah, darn right. Yep. And then they don't have to mess with the oil and all that. But no, I enjoy it. I enjoy the whole process of it. I enjoy having people over for it. It's pretty fun. It's a good time.
Your favorite catch is crappie, or is it bass? Or?
Crappie and walleye.
Walleye.
Because I like to eat them. Yep.
Walleye's big around here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you don't care if it's a lake or the Mississippi River, right?
Anywhere there's fish.
There's water?
Yeah, anywhere there's water, and I can catch them quick.
All right.
I'll be waiting 3 hours.
Quick.
Not patient out there. I don't have much time. Maybe this summer I'll have a little time. We'll see.
I thought maybe that's your go-to relaxant is to just sit on the bank and maybe watch that line bob in and out a few times over a 3-hour stretch.
When I was a kid, we'd go to Prairie du Chien with my grandpa. We'd get up at 4 a.m. because he worked on the railroad, and we'd go from 4 a.m. to about 11 a.m. and we fished with cane poles.
Oh, so yeah, bamboo.
That was fun. Yeah, and you'd catch them one after the other after the other. It was so fun.
Well, that's why you're such a great coach. You know, you plan and you're patient for the most part.
Sometimes.
Yesterday, great comeback. Fell a little bit short, kind of like Minnesota the other night, although not as deep. But what's that tell you about your team? Especially Bennett Sturtz on the bench for most of that second half yesterday. You had to be so proud of the guys that got you back in it.
Yeah, I thought we did come back battled. I think what we're trying to figure out, and it's kind of part of the process of every team that you coach, especially a team that's really new. There's nuances to winning games like that that you don't realize. You don't realize all the little. I call it death by 1,000 paper cuts, and all of our teams in the past, the teams that won championships and whatnot, would always kind of win those battles, and that's what we hang our hat on, and we're trying to get ourselves there. Obviously they've got some serious size, and they're an established program. He's been there for quite a few years, but when you're in the infant stages, you have to win by essentially death by 1,000 paper cuts. The problem is when it goes against you the other way, whether it's a couple missed layups, 3-4 scout mistakes, just things that you can control that it takes no talent to do. Those are the things that eventually kind of break you. It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. It becomes tricky. And so in learning how to, and we showed our guys clips of, I think it was probably 10 to 12 possessions of okay, this isn't anything that is anything but just simple concentration. Like there's nothing that we're not even talking about the effort. We're not talking about enthusiasm. We're not talking about anything that requires any physical tools whatsoever other than just a little concentration. And so it added up to, I think it was 25 or 30 points. So let's cut that in half. Maybe we make one of those 3 layups. Okay, there's 2 points. Okay, maybe we don't go under that handoff. There's 3 points. Maybe we make sure the one guy, when he ISOs, he can only shoot threes. He can't get downhill. We get him inside the 3, 1 out of the 3 times. Now all of a sudden you're adding up points, and it's like, okay, guys, those are things that we can do a better job at, and we will. It's just a part of figuring out how to win those kind of games, not the other games, those kind of games.
And, Coach, I know the flu or whatever they call it, virus that's going around everywhere in the country, basically. How guys getting better?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's just we had another one today, so it's just part of it. Everybody's got injuries, everybody's sick. It's just a part of it. It's not you can't sit there and blame things on external circumstances because everybody's got problems. Every team has issues. And you need to be able to win those games regardless. And so we don't – that's not an excuse whatsoever.
Coach, back-to-back games that Bennett's had 4 fouls. I mean, he told us when he was here a couple, 3 weeks ago, that never happened to him at any level of basketball. Do you have a conversation with him today or post-game?
Yeah. There's kind of a nuance to that too is first off, I went back and reviewed them. They were all fouls. I think the trickier ones are the ones that where it's like, okay, can we let that at half court? Can we let that one go? Because you do want to keep your best players in the game from an officiating standpoint. It doesn't mean they can just get away with stuff, but you're going to have a little bit more of a patient whistle, and so. I don't know. And part of it, he's not like elitely physical, so it's like I don't know.
He's not crushing guys.
No, in the first foul, like in the Minnesota game, for instance, somebody had kind of wrapped him, and then he fell, and then the guy
fell into him.
And it was like, those are tough. Those are just tough situations. So. And then the second one, he fouled him. It was an easy call, and most of the time there are fouls. It's just. Okay, is this one we pass on? Is that one we don't pass on? I don't know, but I thought it was a really well officiated game. I thought it might have been one of the better officiated games we've had all season, to be honest.
So because he's getting beat up physically and double teams every game going forward, are these tired fouls? Is he physically worn down? Is he getting just reaching flat-footed? What's the tape tell you?
No. I think one was just the guy took off on him and kind of created the contact, and so he put 2 hands on him, automatic foul.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head the others. I know at Minnesota it was transition. He went up and just barely touched the guy's arm, and it was a foul. And it was one of those tricky ones. Stuff like that you kind of get yourself in trouble on. That he's got to be a little more disciplined on.
Well, credit the officials. I see them talking to him a lot, after the whistle, explaining what he's doing or what he isn't doing. Mm-hmm. And it's not just Bennett. Big Ten officials, they're very professional. They've been at it a long time. So, it's a learning process. It's a learning curve. And the Hawks will be better for it going forward. Coach McCollum is with us until 8:30 tonight. And you can reach Ben on Twitter, on Facebook, on the U.S. Cellular text line. That number is 319-853-8344. Facebook is facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. You can reach us on Twitter. My Twitter is @GaryDolphin, or email your question to hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. Before we go to a break, Ben, James doesn't say where James is from. He's on Facebook. I have a question about your defense and what position you want your players to be in. One pass away from the ball. This is a book, verse, and chapter here, this question, James. Let's get through it here. It's evident you want your guys in the gaps, but do you want your players denying the pass while being in the gaps? Does this vary? I heard Tom Izzo in an older Championship Productions all-access video telling his players to load to the ball, be in the gaps, make sure the ball handler sees 6 eyes at all times. The guy guarding the ball and then a guy in each gap to his right and left. Do you have similar rules or principles within your defensive system? This guy's got to be a coach.
That was impressive.
This guy's
the fact that you could read that off without any mistakes was
well,
the
I'm
most
trying to
impressive
hustle
thing.
through it, and I've had long questions before, but this one might be a record setter. Look at that.
Takes the cake.
6 inches.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
6 to 7, right?
He's got to be a coach.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yes, we're pretty gap defense. Pretty heavy in the gaps. We will deny certain, we call them sweet spots. Deny certain things to make sure that they can't run their offense correctly. So, but the way we're built is 4 gaps on the ball. We put a lot of pressure on the ball for the most part, and then we're pretty active with our hands and whatnot, and so. That would be accurate. I don't know if theirs is a little bit different. They're not as heavy in the gaps as they used to be. They've extended themselves out a little bit, guard different actions differently than what we would. But they've obviously over time improved their athleticism, so that's helped them quite a bit.
Thank you, James. On Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. We'll get the Purdue scouting report from Coach here in just a little bit on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from the Hyatt Regency. We're brought to you tonight by Iowa Corn. And throughout the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk series, Iowa Corn promotes honest, hard-working values that are uniquely Iowan. Thank you, Iowa's corn farmers who lead the nation in corn and ethanol production, feeding and fueling us all. Go to iowacorn.org, iowacorn.org, and learn how corn grows Iowa. We're also sponsored each and every week by University of Iowa Healthcare. UIHC is here for you no matter where you are in the great state of Iowa, changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Back to the Hyatt Regency for more questions for Coach McCollum on Hawk Talk right after this from Learfield.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Iowa-Purdue. That's a late afternoon, 5:30 tip-off, 4:30 for the pregame show with Bobby and yours truly on Wednesday afternoon from Mackey Arena, really one of the truly great arenas in all of college basketball. Of course, it takes great teams to make great arenas, and seemingly Matt Painter and Purdue are all that every year. And with that, we're going to roll into our pregame scouting report courtesy of Midwest One Bank. This is the Midwest One Scouting Report, thanks to Midwest One Bank, the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One Bank is the proud partner of doers and entrepreneurs. Our teams are ready to help you reach your business goals here in 2026. It's called Empowered Money Management. It's Midwest One Bank, member FDIC. Well, Coach, you look at Purdue and their success rate historically in basketball, all the way back to John Wooden. Matt Painter has done such a phenomenal job, and he's got the components there. And it's a great Indiana's a great high school basketball state, so it's a great feeder system. But when you see guys like Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Wren, who's a transfer in, Oscar Clough, who's 6'11", 255. They've got strength they got three-point shooters. They got strength at every position.
Yeah, I mean, they're well built. I think they built their roster the right way. They all fit each other. Mm-hmm. I think from an offensive perspective, they're obviously extremely difficult to defend. They've got the two big guys that cause so much gravity. You're so concerned with them that other people are able to get the shots that they need to get. And so it makes it difficult. I think, people give a lot of credit to their players, and their players are good. I think their way they're coached and the way they run their stuff is probably the most impressive part of it. I mean, they just do such a good job of running their actions, putting their players in the right positions consistently. They're very complex yet simple all at once, and so it'll be a tough test.
Bobby, we've been there many times. There's not a more raucous arena. I think of, the Breslin Center and Mackey Arena, maybe the two most difficult places to play in the Big Ten. There's no easy out on the road, whether it's the Kohl Center or the Barn. But Mackey, with that student body, they're right on top of you, and you got to handle that.
Yeah, they're right on top of you, and the way that spaceship is built, it's been around forever, but the noise goes up and it comes right back down on top of you. I've seen it full. I've seen it half full. We've had great wins in there. We've had tough losses in there. As a player, we got a bad call one time in there from a guy named Jim Bain that called a phantom foul on
Lute Olson
for the Big Ten title. Lute chased him up the tunnel and threw a garbage can at him. Popcorn went flying everywhere.
I thought Lute didn't get upset at all.
That was it. I was right behind him, and he grabbed this plastic 50-gallon garbage can full of garbage and threw it at Bain, and Bain didn't move. He just kept walking. As he had another game that night, I think, at K-State or something.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy back then. And it was for the title.
He was catching a private jet to Fog Allen Fieldhouse, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, as I remember.
Oh. But anyway, yeah.
You get the picture, the atmosphere. Yeah. I mean, it's a typical Big Ten road atmosphere. It's great college basketball.
Oh, yeah. No, we're fired up to play.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Give us a key or two. Obviously, a good start on the road is tantamount to success.
Yeah, and that's kind of been our deal. The last couple games haven't started great. I think you just got to have to go in and try to take it to them as much as you can possibly do that. I think sometimes when you go into a game and kind of feel it out, this doesn't work out very well. You have to take it to them and see what happens and play with no fear and nothing to lose and whatever. And we're going to go in there and hopefully compete.
You've coached great guards. You have one now in Bennett Sturtz, one of the best in the country. What is it about Braden Smith that impresses you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's his body language is great. He's a good leader. All those different things. Obviously, a really good passer. Again, I don't think their coaching staff probably gets enough credit for how their roster is built and how good of a job they put those guys in such elite positions to be able to score and to be able to put up the numbers that they do, and their offensive efficiency is off the charts. I probably don't think they get enough credit. Now, they have good players too, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The players are really good, but they're really well coached on top of it.
Well, 4 of their 5 starters averaging double figures, and the fifth guy, C.J. Cox, ain't bad. He's at 9 points, a couple of rebounds, and a couple of assists a game. So they are as balanced as we might see all season.
Well, and 4 of them are high school. Came out of high school, I believe. Trey Kaufman-Wren, C.J. Cox, Fletcher Loyal, Braden Smith. I think Jakari Harris is out of high school. They've got a lot of high school kids that they've developed over 3 and 4 years, and so this is kind of the result of all that hard work.
I've always liked the kid Trey Kaufman-Wren. I think he's the key to that team. Is you let him loose on the offensive boards, and you're in for a long afternoon, a long night. He's just relentless on the boards.
Absolutely. No, they're a very strong physical team, and it's one of those things that you just have to find a way to get them out there, and then you got to get the basketball. So obviously Illinois was the number 1 offensive rebounding team, I think, in the country, maybe, or close to it, and we were able to defensive rebound versus them. Mm-hmm. Now this is a little different type, so it's going to be tricky and tough all at once, but we're ready for it.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. We're at the top of the hour here on Coach McCollum Show, live from the Hyatt Regency, Watermill Kitchen and Bar. 10-second ID break. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum. And there you have the Purdue scouting report, courtesy of our friends at Midwest One Bank. Midwest One Bank. Thank you, Midwest One, a presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. We'll take a break, come back with a scoreboard and more of your Facebook, Twitter, and U.S. Cellular text line questions for Coach McCollum. Iowa gets ready for Purdue on Wednesday at 5:30 here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum, live on Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
The best new cars. Honda. Make the best pre-owned cars. Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Get the best value with Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Honda backed with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Plus, every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine parts. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Hey Hawks, this is Coach Ben McCollum inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency. We'll talk Hawkeye hoops, answer any of your questions, and get a behind-the-scenes look at Iowa men's basketball. If you can't make it there, check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com to listen. Go Hawks.
Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCollum live from the Hyatt Regency. Welcome back to our coverage. We're here till 8:30, taking your questions and comments on Facebook, Twitter, the U.S. Cellular text line on Instagram, as well as email. Time for a scoreboard break here, as we always do at the top of the hour on Monday nights. And there's absolutely nothing going on in college basketball. I get it. They don't want to run up against the NFL playoffs. There's really only one game in the NFL playoffs, and that has reached, the second quarter? Midway through the second period, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a 3-0 lead on the Houston Texans. Houston at Pittsburgh. The Steelers are 10-7. Houston 12-5, and trying to advance to the divisional round. And the Steelers have a 3-0 lead, so that has been a defensive Donnybrook from the get-go. We'll keep you posted on that. The new college basketball rankings are out. The Hawks remain in the coaches poll. The smart guys have the Hawks 23rd in the country. Iowa has dropped out of the AP poll. The top 5, Arizona, Iowa State. The Cyclones jumped one notch with Michigan's loss. It's Arizona, Iowa State. Connecticut is 3rd. Michigan dropped to 4th. And Iowa's next opponent, Purdue, is 5th on both the AP and the coaches poll. So the top 5 remains the same. The second 5, Duke is 6th, Houston 7th, Nebraska 8th, Gonzaga 9th, and Vanderbilt is 10th. So Freddie Hoiberg's undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers are in the top 10. And there you have our scoreboard update here on the Hawkeye Radio Network and Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum. We're back with questions for Coach on Facebook and Twitter right after this pause. This is Hawk Talk with Ben McCollum from the Hyatt Regency, live on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Celebrate the legendary Donnie Baker with a night of non-stop laughs at the Donnie Baker Ron Sexton Memorial Tour, coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. On Friday, January 30th, hear fellow Bob and Tom Show comedians Bob Zaney, Greg Hahn, and Kostaki Economopoulos share outrageous stories and never-before-heard moments from the road. Purchase your tickets for this heartfelt and hilarious tribute now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or stop at our gift shop. It's going to be a night of laughs you won't forget.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for nonstop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Get ready, Hawkeye fans. New head coach Ben McCollum and the Iowa men's basketball team are ready to hit the hardwood. He's working hard into the corner. Koch hits a three. Oh, talk about catch and shoot. Carver Hawkeye Arena is heating up. Witness the electrifying plays in person and be a part of the roaring Carver crowd. Take in all the action happening at Carver Hawkeye Arena by visiting HawkeyeSports.com on Iowa, and go Hawks. Talk is live from the Hyatt Regency, the Coralville, Iowa River Landing. Thanks for coming back. Hi to everybody watching on Mediacom 22 on Channel 822. We appreciate Mediacom's support of our program each and every week here from the Hyatt Regency, and in particular the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. They're looking to host your convention, your party, your wedding. Please give them a call anytime throughout the week. Iowa-Purdue at 5:30 on 5:30 Iowa time on Wednesday. Our pregame coverage starts at 4:30. We're with Coach McCollum and Bobby Hansen. And let's go back to the questions. Coach, first off, Penn State gave Purdue a heck of a run the other day. Purdue had 50 paint scores and 14 more points off turnovers. There's a good place to start with this game. They are big and physical in the lane, but credit Penn State. They're down 1 at the half, lost the game by 8 in the end, but Penn State's been playing some good basketball.
Man, they have. I don't know if they just had a really tough schedule or what it is, but they've been in a lot of those games, and obviously, I mean, they shot 57%, 44% from the field. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff. They were pretty good in that game. So, hopefully we'll take something from there. But sure. They also gave up 25 assists there, 14 assists for Smith. And so that's tricky on top of it. But they kept the game close, did a good job. Which brings us to Ethan's question on Facebook at facebook.com/voiceofthehawks. Ethan is right here in Coralville. Going into a place like Mackey, what are the biggest challenges you want your team to be ready for? I think you just have to be able to score. You got to be able to score with them because they can really fill it up offensively. One of my buddies played them earlier this year, Texas Tech, and I think they ended up getting beat by 25 or 30. And Texas Tech's a really good team, but they just couldn't score with them consistently enough. And so you have to find a way to score, and then obviously you have to defensive rebound. You have to disrupt them enough to where it's not, earth-shattering, 58% and whatnot. But again, easier said than done. They're a good basketball team. They're a well-oiled machine. They've got four-year guys, and it'll be a tough test.
Bobby, you played in so many environments in the NBA and with those great Lute Olson teams. We've been to Mackey maybe 20 times as a broadcast team. What do you, in that building, if you're an opponent, what do you have to be prepared for most?
Well, their size, physicality. You got to. I mean, when I played, Gene Cady was a coach, so he was a football guy, right? Steelers were on TV. He played for the Steelers, so you knew you were going to be in a fight when you went into Purdue or they came to town. So always had talented players, but they were always tough. So you knew you had to make shots. You couldn't turn the ball over, and they try to turn you over with their physicality. So you got to take care of the ball, and back then it was get the ball as close as you could to the rim, and that was the big guys. That Joe Barry Carroll back in the day, and recently Zach Edey was the big guy that just never left the lane in there. So again, that is big guy university in there. He always has a knack for getting those 7-footers, and not just one. He'll have 2 or 3.
Okay, good answer. Let's go to Chris in Waterloo on Facebook. Coach, what parts of your team's identity become even more important in hostile road environments? It's a good question.
Yeah, I think our ability to be ready consistently has been pretty good outside of a couple games here or there. That needs to be heightened on the road. The other thing is we really need to play with a chip on our shoulder. You know, I think for a lot of those guys, they weren't recruited to that kind of level, including Bennett Sturts. You know, I obviously didn't play at that level. I didn't coach at this level yet. You know, I now am. They need to play with that same chip on their shoulder, that same edge that got them to this level. And every game needs to be that way. And, you know, hopefully we'll get that, that game and the rest of the games this season.
How about the young lad we had here as a guest tonight, lightly recruited Isaiah Howard? What'd you see in him? What impresses you most about his development to this day?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously 6'6". He's athletic. He just plays so hard. He doesn't have a lot of bad days. You can just really, really depend on him. He's gotten, obviously he was a little under the weather there for a few, last game or whatnot, but he's back healthy, he's ready to go, and he exemplifies exactly what I like in players, because he's just half nuts out there, which is what I kind of like.
For sure. Most coaches are half nuts, or maybe a little bit more. Than half nuts. But one more before we have to take our final break here. Joe's in Solon up the road where Coach McCollum has a rental.
There you go.
Still a rental?
Yeah.
They haven't dug a hole yet for the new home?
Haven't got it done.
All right. Joe says, Coach, just curious, assuming you're a football fan, who do you cheer for in the NFL?
I am a football fan. I'm probably not a huge NFL fan. I'm more of a college football fan. I'm shockingly a fan of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I knew that.
If I had a NFL football team, it would be the Indianapolis Colts. My stepdad grew up in Baltimore. He grew up, in Connecticut, and he was a huge fan of Johnny Unitas. And so
that was Baltimore days.
That was when they were Baltimore. And not the Bears, though, no. And
we got some Bear fans here. So
we would go to Colts fans when they had Jeff George and Harbaugh, and they had Eric Dickerson, and we would go in the Hoosier Dome, and then we'd go to the racetrack because he had tickets to the Indy 500. So he was actually right. His dad had him, and then kind of passed him on to him, and so we were right over the bricks when they would finish.
Man, you're in the start-finish line.
Yeah, I went there. I was so mad that he took me. I went there one year, and I was so mad that he was taking me because I'm like, well, I don't want to go watch cars run, drive around. This isn't fun for me.
Go around in a circle.
This is awful. And we go in, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. It might have been the greatest sporting event I've ever been to.
And then they go by you at 200 miles an hour.
Oh, you start, and you see them, and you're looking over there, and then you're like, you have to start your head. It's like, and the intensity and the noise. And it was the year that Danica Patrick, I think she had led all the way till the end, but it was an awesome event. I see why people get addicted to those.
First time I went to an Indy 500, I'm sitting in turn 4, and my buddy had elbowed me, hey, Dolph, they went by, they're down there in turn 1 now.
Amazing.
I go, where'd they go? I mean, it's just, it is an incredible feat of speed indeed. All right, well, good question, Joe. Appreciate it. We'll come back with our remaining moments with Coach McCollum as Iowa gets ready for the Purdue Boilermakers on Wednesday at 5:30. Tip here from Mackey Arena on the Hawkeye Radio Network. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum, live from the Hyatt Regency and Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Time now for the Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield Health Coverage Report. Let's take a look at the numbers. When you enroll in a Wellmark individual or family health plan, you choose from thousands of in-network providers. And you're teaming up with Iowa's #1 health insurance company. We know healthcare in Iowa. Score great coverage from Wellmark. Find the plan that's best for you at wellmark.com/covered. Enrollment ends January 15th.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Comedy powerhouse Dane Cook is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort on Friday, February 13th. Known for his unparalleled stage presence and outrageous observational humor, Cook's catalog has been streamed over 1 billion times worldwide. Along with his unforgettable comedic genius, he has starred in movies such as My Best Friend's Girl, Employee of the Month, and Good Luck Chuck. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Back for our remaining moments on this week's Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. We're talking Hawkeye basketball, Iowa at Purdue. An update on the NFL wildcard game tonight in Pittsburgh. The Houston has come back to take the lead now on the Steelers 7-3, and they're about 5 minutes to go in the second period. We've got 3 Hawkeyes on that Steeler roster, none on the Houston roster. Y.A. Black had an interception in the first quarter of this game. Big Y.A., the big defensive tackle from across the border in Minnesota, a deflected pass and picked off C.J. Stroud, and a big play by Y.A. Of course, we have Caleb Johnson, the great running back of the Hawkeyes, and Sebastian Castro, the All-American cashback safety. So there's 3 Hawks wearing black and gold of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's 7-3 Houston with just under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Let's go back to our questions for Coach McCollum as the Hawks get ready to take on Purdue and then at Indiana on Saturday afternoon. Mike is in Naperville, Coach, and he says some of Bennett Sturtz's passes remind me of Bob Cousy. Is that something he's worked on over the years, or did a lot of that come naturally to him? Now, Cousy was one of the great passers of all time. I'm old enough to remember when Bob Cousy played.
I am not, unfortunately. Maybe John Stockton.
Well, I certainly watched John Stockton. Bobby played with John Stockton.
Yes. He has a unique ability. The passes that are the most difficult ones are what we call pocket passes. And so when he's able to come off of a ball screen or a pick and roll, there's a tight window that you have if there's a little separation between the big that's in coverage and the guard. And so when you hit their body, you've got that short little window that his timing on those, it's impossible to teach. Actually, Cale Combs is pretty good at them. They're just not up in coverage as much on him. But Bennett is elite timing on those things, and that's probably the most difficult pass. I mean, there's a couple difficult passes. That's probably as difficult a pass to teach that there is in basketball. It's so tricky, and it causes paint touches. When he gets it there, he doesn't get probably as many assists as some would get, simply because he's passing to the pocket gets paint. Once that guy gets it, now his job is to kick out to shooters and occasionally finish.
Coach, where did Bennett learn that from? Was it a high school thing?
I don't know. I mean, his dad is obviously a coach, but he didn't have a big that could catch it in high school.
Yeah.
He just started to do it because we used to, before we had Bennett, we had a different guard that actually played in the G League. He was a two-way, 5'11" guard, but got a two-way contract, and now he's playing in France, Le Mans, and he was better with like pick and pops. And so we would do that more often, where Bennett was just better with like real bigs. And, like I always say this, and I said this in my post game, if he has, a 7-foot lob catcher, like, you can't guard us. It's just impossible, because that's the thing. You've got to leverage both sides of it, and we'll continue to build towards that. But where Bennett, we do have a couple bigs, but Tavion's playing a spot that he's kind of out of position where he plays inside some, and so he's the one that's finishing at the rim a little bit more often. But if you have that guy at 7 foot, now Bennett becomes even more effective, because you can't load up on him, and teams are loading up on him like crazy. It's like John Stockton is really good. John Stockton isn't John Stockton without Karl Malone, and vice versa.
For sure. We're at the Hyatt Regency, newly engaged and looking for the perfect place to stay, or say I do. How about the Hyatt Regency here in Coralville? Located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing, it offers beautiful ballrooms and scenic outdoor spaces for your wedding, or wedding of all sizes, from 50 to 300, from your ceremony to your reception and guest accommodations. Everything comes together under one roof. To schedule a tour visit, just get a hold of the Hyatt Regency Coralville at Hyatt Regency Coralville Weddings.com. We look forward to seeing you here at the Hyatt Regency, and in particular, the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We'll be back here next Monday night on Martin Luther King Day for Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum. Ben, we got about 30, 40 seconds here. Let me squeeze in Ed and Atumwa on Facebook. I love how hard your team battles, especially in the second half yesterday against Illinois. How often do you simulate a situation when Bennett Sturtz may be out with injury or foul trouble and have to play without him? Well, hopefully never.
Yeah, we do every day, because we play against each other. So it's 5-on-5. So it's constant. And sometimes, when he goes out, there's two things. One, the other team might let their guard down slightly. Two, the ball can sometimes move a little bit faster, not because Bennett doesn't move it, but because sometimes they look for him probably a little too often, if that makes sense.
It does.
And so, it's like when Phil Jackson, I guess, took over the Bulls and they ran the triangle offense, and he asked him to move the ball and play off the ball a little bit more, and all of a sudden he scored more points. But that was everybody involved. And so for us, we need to make sure that the ball gets back to him. You just can't hunt him constantly.
Well, they didn't score more than Michael.
No, they didn't.
no matter what Phil devised. All right, Coach, good luck. Keep playing hard. We'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks,
Coach McCollum. Thanks, Bobby Hansen. Thank you all for coming out tonight to the Hyatt Regency here in Coralville in the Iowa River Landing. Again, 5:30 tip, 4:30 pregame coming up Wednesday. We'll talk then. Good night from Iowa City.
Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, this has been Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. Brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Mediacom, home of extreme and 1 gig internet speeds. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One, small enough to care, big enough to deliver. Member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Also brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.